Johnny from Dan's Fish, what's going on, my friend? We were talking about you in the last hour. I saw you were in here, so I jumped right on the live stream. And we're looking for the inside scoop on the new Corys. If there's anything you can share about the new Corys that came in or should have come in or were ordered. Inquiring minds would like to know. Outside of that, how's everyone doing? Welcome to the Monday Night Live Stream. If you've got questions, we've got answers. No question is too newbie, and no question is too difficult. We'll get it answered one way or the other. Hope you all had a great weekend, and I hope you all have a great week. But let's get started. First, I'm going to start by turning my phone on silent, which I don't know why it's not on silent already, because I never turn on notifications, but that was weird. All right, phone is on silent. I'm going to put it way over there. Rocky and Miles, hello, what's going on? Anyone here keep hatchet fish? Yes. Many times. Tampa Tom's Fishing, hello. Tiffany White, hello, hello, hello. Cover some news in the fish room. What's new? Last week we talked about, Cory Watch 2023 for our Napioensis. Talked about getting some new plants. Got them off of Blixa japonica we were talking about last week as one of the possible beginner plants. I got some on Etsy, and I'm really pleased at how they turned out, or how they arrived. Jim Williamson, what's going on, buddy? I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. Dan's Fish, or Johnny from Dan's Fish, says new Corys should be ready soon. How'd the chimney turn out? I can't figure out where the leak is coming from. It's probably leaking right now, but at this point, I just don't care. It doesn't leak if I have my fire going, obviously, because it just, evaporates. But it doesn't make any sense to me how the water's getting in. I just cannot figure it out. Johnny says we have Corridors Napioensis. What's their size? There's been some discussion on their size. I'm curious what size yours are at. And Janice brings up an excellent point. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way in. We're going to give it a few minutes for people to join in as always. But did anyone see the FFT this morning with the corridors all lined up on a magnetic glass cleaner? Negative. I don't even know what FFT is, to be honest. What's FFT? BJ Palmer, hello, hello. These ones are probably 1.5 to 2 inches. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But I've got reports of them getting bigger, but mine are very small so far. Jim says I'm here every week, usually lurking. Well, it's good to see you not lurking then. Hey Bob, do you know what kind of swill bit I need to drill through slate saw bit? I want to attach rose wood with stainless screws from the bottom. If it was me, I would just use the diamond tipped ones. I don't know. I would imagine those work just fine. Fish for thought. Fish for thought. I have yet to find something that those diamond tipped bits won't drill through. Mel, hello, hello. FFT, fish for thought. All right. I'll try to remember that, but I probably won't. Just the way it is. Am I a nut? Says, I would like to give Dan's Fish all my money. Well, I bet he would like to take it. I'm sure many of us would like to take all your money, for that matter. Just found out a local music venue is hosting a Shrek rave. All right. Mitchell Broom says, Corridors World. Ian Fuller has Corridors Napioensis maxing out at 50 millimeters, so 2 inches. Mine are right around there as well. I would say mine are probably about 1.5 inches right now. But, I mean, I've got pictures in my email of them looking way bigger that someone sent me. Let me see if I can find them. It's been a while now. I might not be able to Oh, speaking of Corridoras, I am getting some Corridoras Amanda Jane Corys this week that I kind of forgot about. I just see the shipping confirmation in my email, and it reminded me about them. So I got that going for me. Let's see if I can find this picture. I don't remember how long ago it was. This company wants me to sponsor their Catio. And I'm thinking, like, what do I have to do with cats? Let's see. Okay. Oh, it's a movie. Let me see. No, I don't think I'm going to be able to pull up these pictures. Some weird format. But anyways, there's pictures of them next to Melani, and they're actually bigger than the Melani. Of course, you know, who knows how big the Melani are in the picture, but they do look bigger, but they could be something different. What fish are good for 10-gallon tanks besides guppies, tetras, and platies? Rasboras, Jennifer. Everyone always forgets about rasboras. I happen to just put out a blog post about rasboras. If you want to get to know a little more about them, let me see if I can share it. Rasboras all the way. There you go. There's the link. Recent blog post of mine if you want to learn a little more about rasboras. There you go. Zen Ginger says, I want Amanda Corridoras. Hurry, Bob. Breed them stat. Hopefully my racks will be pretty much done this week. Hopefully. It's going to take me a long time to fill in the racks, though. I need like 30 more 20 talls. And that's probably going to take about 4 more 50% off sales. And they have them like every other month. So hopefully by the end of the year, my racks will be full. And I'll be watching like Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. But it's hard to find those tanks that cheap on those places. Because everybody thinks they're worth like $100, which is absolutely bonkers. I'm 4 out of 30 10 gallons for my rack. Yeah, I'm almost to the point, like, my Petco has a lot of 10-gallon tanks. I might just do that, but we'll see. Most forgiving Apisto, probably Apistogramma cockatoides. Tempaton says, I spent $100 on snails yesterday. The guy told me he's never seen someone buy $100 of snails before. Interesting. Amanda Corridoras are like the ultimate panda Corey. Really? I don't know what picture you're looking at. Corridoras Amanda Janie. Panda Corys? I guess, kind of. I don't know. I don't think of a panda when I see him, but I could see how someone else could. Am I using the co-op style rack? I'm just building 2x4 racks, or racks out of 2x4s. I'm probably building it different because I don't remember how they built their racks. Let me pull up some images in the old computer right now. No, because mine are going to be vertical instead of horizontal, if that makes sense. They're going to be they're not going to be landscape. Orange Venezuelan Corys are the best, says Baseball. I would say that Venezuelan Corys are very underrated. Very, very underrated. Sturge says, speaking of, I have 4 pair of Apistogramma cockatoides orange flashes. I was going to stick them in the 75. What else can I put with them? You could put Corridoras. You could put rainbow fish. You could do rasboras, tetras, barbs, hatchet fish, pencil fish. Sky's the limit. You got lots of room, lots of open space there, and for the most part, cockatoides are going to be pretty community safe, except when they're spawning. John says, I finally have a rack with 12 10-gallon tanks drilled for overflows. I threw away so many cracked tanks to get there. I bet. Oh man, I don't know. Like, I don't know that I could do that. I don't know. Like, I'm very hesitant to drill my 20s, let alone my 10s. We'll see. I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing, and that is I'm not setting up any type of auto water changer, any type of overflow for draining. I'm setting up to where I'm doing everything manually. I think it's going to be a big mistake, but we'll see. It is my full-time job, so I should be able to get it all done without needing automation or overflows. But my mind thinks, like, when I go out of town, how's that going to look? I don't know. Cool, thanks. That's what I thought, but I wanted someone who knew what they were talking about to say it would work. Yeah, I've always had a pistos in community tanks. Never had an issue. Like, even when they spawn, as long as you're not putting them with other dwarf cichlids that, you know, kind of are bottom dwellers like the apistos, you'll be just fine. Mr. B CPD says, all my local Petcos were out of the tanks I want. Went to my LFS and they had a stack of 125 on sale. Nice. Is there a difference between false Julii cories and Julii, or is it just the price? Yet they're completely different species. False Juliis are trilineatus. I forget the scientific name on true Juliis, but it's a completely different species. True Juliis are incredibly more rare, for one. Shayfield plug to ask fish friends to view and subscribe to my channel. It's mostly shorts for now, but I finally decided to start sharing my tanks and fish with the interwebs. There you go. Hey, Phoebe Buffet. I mean, Regina Phalanges. Oh, is Regina here? There she is. Remember when I used to say Regina? Yikes. It's Regina. And then people would argue with me and say it's Regina. And I'm like, no, she even said it was Regina. I don't know where I got that from. I'm mad that I can't keep corridors with my puffer. Why? Why can't you? Like, I don't understand. All these people spending $200 for community safe puffers and then not getting community fish with their puffer. Like, that's what they're for. Like, you can absolutely do corridors with spotted Congo puffers. I don't know why you couldn't. Any ideas why my Neo shrimp aren't breeding? If they're not breeding, they're not happy. Now, why they're not happy, that's what you have to figure out. I have 5 to 6 tanks with different colors of them for months, but never see babies. Some are kept without fish and still don't see any new babies because there's something they don't like, whether it's water parameters, whether it's the food, maybe nitrates are too high. It's time to dust off the old test kit and see what's going on with your water. Maybe it's too soft, maybe it's too hard somehow. Even Dan said it wouldn't be a good idea. I think Corey's said the same. I'm telling you. Do it. I will, if something happens to your Corys, I will pay for them. That's how confident I am. Julii is a scientific name for them. About 95% of Julii that are sold are actually trilineatus. They look similar when they are small, and exporters tag them as the more expensive species. Yeah, so if you're... I think the only place that I would ever buy, like, true Juliis from would be Dan's Fish. Just because. Have you tested the co-op pump yet? Which one? I've got them all. And I love them all. I assume you're not talking about this one. Are you talking about the new battery backup one? Yes, I have, and I love it. Let me see. Now it's going to be my turn for a shameless plug. How about that? Let's I think people are just hesitant to put fish with a $200 fish. Like, I get it. A spotted Congo fish, it's expensive. It's $200. But has anyone who said this actually seen any aggression from us? It's like people who tell me my Mabu puffer was aggressive, and I'm just like, the thing was with every type of fish available in the hobby, and it never went after a fish ever. So, like, what's the deal? Like, everything online says it's aggressive, but it never was. Corey's Mabu puffers, same thing. Oh, you can't put them with these fish, but he did, and he has, and it's never been an issue. I don't get it. I'll never get it. But whatever. There's only one way to try. You know what you could do? You could get yourself some Paleotis, something more common, and just try it out. Why not? Where is my link at? Holy smokes, it's taking me forever. Timeout. Hold the phone. For the best live fish buy from Dan's Fish. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom. Pin message. Okay, now I'm back. Now I'm ready to go. What's the best pygmy Corydoras? Active and maybe colorful? I would say the most active, smaller species would be Aspidoras. Technically not a Corydora, but probably are. So look up Aspidoras because they're way more active than Pygmaeus, Hastatus, Habrosus. As far as color, I mean, you generally don't get a lot of color with Corydoras, right? I mean, they're gray, they're off-white, and they're black. And many variations of that. Some where, you get a little bit of orange, maybe a little red, hints of yellow, things like that. But generally, we're looking at some pretty monotone fish. So color is pretty subjective there. But I would say probably Hastatus is, in my opinion, one of the better looking ones. Also one of the more harder ones to find. Mitchell says Aspidoras are spastic little cousins of Corydoras, and they are extremely spastic. Like, they're either going 150 miles an hour or they're going 0 miles an hour. There's no in between with them. And I keep looking over here because I have a tank of them right here, and they just zip all over the place. Regina Flange says, "Can I put a single spotted Congo puffer in a 20 long for a short time?" Actually, if I was to get a new puffer, I would absolutely put it in a smaller tank to start. Just because it would be cheaper to medicate it, cheaper to deworm it. For a short time, it's the only other tank set up and cycled that I have available right now. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And if you're talking, like, you're not getting full-grown adults anywhere, no matter where you buy it, whether you're buying from Dan or someone else. Like, you're not getting like a full-grown 4 or 5 inch spotted Congo puffer, 6 inch. Will different types of Corys school together? Yes and no. Yes and no. They definitely prefer to school with their own kind, but they will sometimes school as a mixed bag sort of thing. Coral Work says Pygmaeus are kind of boring for sure. I don't know that I would call them boring. I love that they hover. They're one of the Corydoras that hover mid-water, which I think is really cool. But they do sit. I mean, they do sit around a lot for sure. But as far as boring goes, I don't know that I would go that far. Only from Dan. Yeah, I mean, what's his purchase size? Like 2 inches? You know what? Let's go to puffers here. And just take a look. Shipping size, basically 2 inches. That's a 20 long is plenty big for a 2 inch Congo spotted puffer. I like to say spotted Congo puffer just to be different, but There you go. Matter of fact, let's just make this the fish of the week since we're right here. The Congo spotted puffer, or the spotted Congo puffer, not to be confused with just the Congo puffer, which is a completely different fish. Tetradon shoutenii, shout edenii, shoutendenii. These freshwater puffers are from Africa, are the holy grail in the puffer world. They can be kept solo or in groups as long as there are several to disperse aggression. We treat all our puffers with flubendazole and levamisole to make sure they're nice. Wait, to make sure they're nice and plump before selling? Well, I would say that they treat them to deworm them and then feed them to make them nice and plump. It's not the flubendazole or levamisole that's making them plump. It's not steroids. Our fat and sassy Congo spotted puffers have been frequently spawning in our tanks. Set up considerations. While they don't eat plants, they are very curious and like to take bites out of them. They do this. Once they learn that they're not food, though, they're probably not going to destroy your plants. They do the same with slow-moving tank mates, so they should be kept with fast-moving species. Specific care requirements: puffers have teeth that are always growing and need hard foods like snails and rapashi. Now, it says puffers have teeth that are always growing. Pea puffers do not, so don't let that scare you from getting pea puffers. Not that we're talking about pea puffers, but, you know. Foods, rapashi. I can confirm rapashi. They do love rapashi. My Mabu puffer went crazy over rapashi. But again, rapashi's not doing any favors for their teeth. He says rapashi with oyster shells. That's actually a very good suggestion. Carnivore. We primarily feed our bloodworms. Ours bloodworms and supplement with snails, shrimp, rapashi with oyster. I guess I should probably read the whole sentence before I get ahead of myself. Vibrobites are also good for pea puffers, for anyone. And I think that's the other puffer that they have on here, right? Oh, no, Amazon puffer. You know, get yourself an Amazon puffer if you don't have enough money for a Congo. The poor man's Congo spotted puffer, the Amazon puffer. Let's look at this one. Peaceful. That is the first thing that comes to mind when I think of this fish. The second thing that comes to mind, freshwater. This is definitely another one of the puffers, though. You either want one of them or you want like 6 of them. But anyways, there you go. A couple of sweet puffers. I do like my pea puffers, though. I mean, I can't lie. Oh, how about this? I got a new proposition for you, Leo. A new proposition, all right? I did miss a $1 super chat from UPSer, I believe. Thank you. I'm sorry I missed that. And then looks like we got a $5 super chat from Ginger Grumble. Have we all remembered to hit the like? So thank you so much for the $5 and the like reminder. Leo, when I spawn some Corridoras, I will send you some for free. For free to put with your spotted Congo puffers. And if they don't eat them, you have to pay for them. If they do eat them, you don't have to pay for them. How about that? Cora Works says Amazon puffer or pea puffer for first puffer. My very first puffer was actually an Amazon puffer. His name was Pedro. And because he reminded me from Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite. Very similar personalities, and they sounded alike too. So, you know, named him Pedro. Had him for a couple years. I would probably go one Amazon puffer first as a first puffer. Pea puffers definitely like to be in large groups. So I wouldn't buy just like one pea puffer. I mean, you could, but in the wild, they're like in groups of hundreds, if not thousands. So they definitely prefer to be in groups. Alex says you don't need to trim Congo spotted puffer's teeth. I've never heard that before. With that specific puffer. I feel like I don't remember, so I don't want to say it, but Caitlin says, maybe I'll order one now and throw it in the tank that is meant for the pea puffer until the 75 is up and running. I mean, yeah. They're only like 2 inches. So, I mean, you could put them in a 10-gallon for right now. And also, if you've never ordered from Dan, if you use my link, you will get 10% off. So, Get yourself $20 off a $200 fish. Pretty good deal. Yeah. $100 per Corey. Would you consider it safe to Xanadu? Okay. Would you consider it safe to put Pseudomagill's something with a pair of cribs in a 40 breeder? I would say it's safe until they start spawning. And I think the only issues you would have at night, like when the lights are out and the Pseudomagills kind of go towards the bottom of the tank, that may cause some problems if they're spawning. If they're not spawning, I think it would be okay. But man, I actually, you know what? I don't think I would risk it. Man, it would be a gamble for sure. I think it's definitely a gamble because cribs could mow down Pseudomagills if they wanted to, very easily. But I think it would have to be an aggression thing. I don't think they would do it. Like if you're keeping them well fed, I don't think they would go after him. I would kind of err on the side of caution and not do it, and maybe find something a little more robust, like a barb or something. I did it, Leo. Just ordered one. Now Dan has 6 left. Uh-oh. And, you know, Caitlin's going to get one. That's going to take it down to 5. Do I need to get rid of the Hydra in the tank before putting the Congo in? I asked how to get rid of them above, but you missed it. So anytime I've had Hydra, I've just put rainbow fish in with them. I've never used medications, so I'm not sure like what the go-to is for Hydra. Maybe someone in chat. So Alex says, German guy told Corey in a video, also my experience over 2 years. But is that experience with not feeding them snails or something that would, you know, naturally trim their teeth? I guess. And I'm not trying to like say you're wrong or anything. I'm just curious because I've never heard that before. So that it just makes me wonder. Like, I have questions now. I have questions. Chelsea Carney, welcome to the Dream Team. Carney? Like Carnival? Carney? Just kidding. Just kidding. Xanadudu with a $20 super chat. Exactly why I asked you that question. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I really feel like, for me, Pseudomagills, I kind of like go to like Rasboras. Is it safe to put Rasboras with that fish? Even though, you know, like chili Rasboras and anything, they're way smaller. Pseudomagills, while bigger, they're slower. They have longer fins. If Rasboras aren't safe, I won't put Pseudomagills in the tank. Just so Cosmin says Hydra goes away with Panicure horse dewormer. There you go. Yeah, that's the one. Cribs and convicts are victim of their own success. They are such good parents and they mow down everything around them to protect their 500 fry. So I had Maliwe cribenzes, and when I was spawning them, like I had them with Praecox rainbows. And the Praecox rainbows, I would say, were like barely big enough and fast enough to get away. So, does anyone know? Like, I'm new to the iPhone. I have notifications turned off, and it's still like vibrating. How do I get this thing to just be quiet all the time? I never want it to make a noise. I can't figure it out. Fishy Fella says you can use Kill Planaria to kill Hydra. Panicure C dog dewormer, which I always have on hand. I would highly recommend it. That should be something everyone should just have on hand. There's Panicure horse dewormer, but I have the Panicure dog dewormer. Or no, Planaria works on Hydra. Jinx. Fed ram's horns, but he preferred bloodworms. Yeah, I see. And the reason I asked Alec is because like my Mabu, like I could say like you never have to trim Mabu's teeth because the 4 years I had him, like I never had to trim his teeth. But obviously you're throwing in like snails and clams and things like that. But that's interesting. I'm pretty sure I know which guy you're referring to as far as the guy in Germany. He's the guy that breeds them. So I feel like he would know. I hear hammers, silence iPhones. There's so much I hate about this iPhone, but I love the camera. And the battery life. Everything else I pretty much absolutely hate about this phone. Okay. But the camera and the battery life is pretty freaking sweet, so I keep it around. Do not disturb is great. Try setting up other focus modes too. Make one for live streams. Focus modes? I don't even... What is that? I'm going to have to look into that. I never turn notifications on, and I never have the ringer on. Like, I don't even want to know that I have a phone. Unless I'm actually, like, sitting down and relaxing and not doing anything, that's when I get on my phone and talk. Like a Sunday, for instance. The day of rest. I don't do anything on Sundays. Blackworms were my pea puffer's favorite food. Yeah, but I hear you can't get blackworms right now. Kind of unfortunate. Xanadudu says, I have a pair of super red cribs from Dan. They even pick on the Corys when they want to breed, which seems like all the time for me. The cribs are moving to their own 20 soon. Are they in a 20 now with other fish, essentially? So, like mine were in a 40 breeder, so there was plenty of room for them to have like their little spawning section, and there to be other fish in the tank. But yeah, I could see that not working in like a 20 long. Cali Kev, what's going on? X Cali Kev. If you figure out how to shut an iPhone up, post it for the rest of us. Yeah. Oh my God. I hate the touchscreen. I hate even the buttons on the side. I hate, like, they're so sensitive. You barely like just brush over the button, and it's like taking screenshots and like doing all kinds of like, stop. UPS, you're living the dream. $3 super chat. Thanks for being so informative. Well, it's everyone. It's all of us in chat helping other people. So thank you. I appreciate it. Let's divide that up against the other with the other 182 people. We're all getting a check for 7 cents, folks. Except for people that ask the questions, because those are the ones that we're helping, right? Man. I'm tempted just to like leave it in airplane mode all the time. But then every time I go to use it, I'm going to have like a bajillion messages. Which is what I hate in the first place. So maybe I just keep it in airplane mode. I don't know. Okay, I got to look. How many spotted Congo puffers are left? Is it still 6? Oh, look at Regina Phalanges. I see that you bought a spotted Congo puffer. Okay. Oh, did someone buy an Amazon puffer? It went from 17 to 16, or was it already on 16? Oh, there's only 5. Only 5 spotted Congo puffers left. Can we get that to 0 by the end of the stream? How sweet would that be? Remember the time when we sold like 100... what were those? Oh, trout goodieads. So like 100 and some trout goodieads during the live stream. That was pretty awesome. Acrylic tank with cat or don't try it scratches. We sold 2 so far. 5 to go. We got to sell them out before Leo can buy his. Acrylic tank with cat. I don't know that you would get scratches on the front of it. Maybe someone with a cat. Like when a cat jumps up on your tank, is it touching the front pane of the tank? I wouldn't think so. The other nice thing about acrylic is that scratches buff out really easily. And for you to see a scratch when the tank is full, it would have to be a really deep scratch. Like deeper than what I imagine a cat jumping up would do. For instance, my 240 empty, like you would look at that thing and be like, this thing is like trash. You would think like you're taking that to the dump, right? Look at those scratches all over it. But then you fill it up with water, and like 99% of the scratches you can't even see. I keep looking at the Amazon puffers, but I think it'd be a little too much for my 75. I kept mine in a 55. Granted, I only had one. But Pedro, he lived in a 55 for a couple years, and then I moved him into a 125. So the Hydra won't hurt the puffer. No, Hydra is... I would be shocked if it hurt something the size of a puffer. Like, really blown away. Like, Hydra would go after, like, shrimplets. Like, day-old shrimp babies. You know, really small fry, like Chili Rasbora size fry. Hydra to hurt something the size of a puffer is, like, the last thing I'd be worried about. And thank you for the $2 super chat. I appreciate it. And Matt Gray with a $10 super chat because fish talk streams help me work. I don't know how you can edit and listen to me at the same time. Like when I edit, I can't listen to anything else. My edits are already bad enough. If I was listening to music or some rube on YouTube talking about fish, so you're, especially because you're editing fish videos while listening to someone talk about fish. You're good at what you do, my friend. Hey bro, I got stared working on something, so if you answered my question about you, buddy. Wait, what? Crazy aquarium guy Zach, I have no idea what you're talking about. I got stared working on working on something, so if you answer my questions about you, buddy, and how everything changed, I rewatch tomorrow, but stay now, of course. I'm so confused. I think we lost something in translation there, my friend. Matt West says, I had my 40-gallon Sea Clear acrylic aquarium back in the day, and my cat did not scratch it. See, I feel like maybe if it jumped up on the top and then like slipped and its back foot came down, but I would be really surprised if even that caused a big enough scratch that where you would be able to see it. UPS, you're living the dream, says, I have 2 South American puffers, and they are like miniature puppies. Amissa says, my 75 has 12 C96. Ooh, someone else. You're the first person that I've known that's kept C96. I have a pretty large group myself. Anyways, 12 Corridoras C96, 18 Emperor Tetras, 8 Autos, and after QT, 6 Bolivian Rams. I still think a puffer is okay. I think it's okay with... Well, which one? Are we talking Amazon? Are we talking Spotted? I think you're okay either way, to be honest. I will say that Amazon puffers are more active. From what I've seen, like my Amazon puffer was like all over the place, back and forth. Like that dude was always cruising around. Whereas a majority of my experience on spotted Congo puffers is going to come from Dean's Fish Room, filming and observing there, where they're a little more laid back. They're a little more chill. I would say Amazon puffers are way more active. Matt says, my cat definitely jumped on top and tried to eat the fish. I think he got a dojo loach. Oh, ouch. Amazon puffer just one? Yeah, I think he'd be just fine. Just fine. Back in the day, I had a cat knock in the steel hood and fried all my fish. Oof, that's rough. Silver Creek Aquatics, what's going on? Good to see you. Wrote like 5 questions 40 minutes before it started in the chat. Oh, I don't get the pre-comments, so it doesn't show them to me. If you ask questions, like it only goes back like 5-10 minutes before the stream starts. So if you ask like 45 minutes before the stream started, I'll never see them. unless I happen to be sitting, like, waiting 45 minutes, like, in the stream to start. That's the only time I'll see them. I guess you did not answer. You did not see them. Nope, they didn't come up. Can you catch me up? Unless it's a super chat. Like, a super chat, you could, like, if I set up a stream tomorrow for Monday, and you super chat and ask a question, that'll always show up. I'm not trying to get you to do that. I'm just saying, like, those will show up. Because I've had people try to sneak in comments to me, thinking I wouldn't, like, read or see them in the live stream. And that didn't work too well for them. But anyways, can you catch me up on how many tanks you have? Currently, I have 9 tanks set up. What are your goals? I missed so much for a long time. So things around here have changed quite a bit. Building the new fish room, my goal was to have display tanks only. However, I quickly realized that was not going to work for me. I've had 12 tanks set up for the last year, and it's just, I can't do it. I can't. I need more. So I'm going away from display tanks, and I'm now going to be breeding, specifically Corydoras. And that's kind of my goal right now, is I'm still in collecting mode. I've probably got, I don't even know, maybe 24 species of Corydoras. And my plan is to just do a lot of experimenting. Like, I want to try to breed Apistos with Corys in the same tank. We'll see how that goes. I want to try to breed a few species of loaches to start, and then maybe go loach crazy. I was talking about this in the last stream, in the member stream, that there's a lot of really small nano loaches that just don't get a lot of attention. And I would love to bring some awareness to a lot of the smaller loaches out there. There's so many of them. I mean, you could probably just cruise around on the internet and find about 20 species being sold right now of loaches that stay under 3 inches. So eventually I want to get in and do more loaches. So this whole studio where I'm at now, I'm going to be moving to my house and be live streaming from in my house. And then here I'm going to be building a second fish room. And this is the room that I want to use for loaches. And we'll see how that goes. So basically, the goal is by summer to have a fish room of Corys and a few Apistos, and then this fish room, which will be for loaches. And then, you know, do that for a little while and see where that takes me. This hobby is always changing for me. You know, I mean, I used to be really big into Lake Tanganyikans and rainbows for a while. And now we're going, planted tanks. It's kind of the good thing about this hobby is there's really no shortage. Like, if you get bored in this hobby, then you just maybe aren't aware of all your other options. Or you've been doing it for like maybe 50 years. You might get bored of it by then. But I feel like there's always something new to try, something new to learn. And so it's always going to be changing around here. But hopefully the racks will be done this week and we can start doing fish room videos again, instead of just all the copy paste top 5, top 10 crap that I hate doing. But YouTube loves it, so, you know. Anyways, you will never be out of collecting mode. That's true. Like, it doesn't matter what you're collecting. Like, I mean, I did get the plant bug for a while. I've got a couple planted tanks that I won't take down anytime soon. My 40 gallon that's right here has all my overstocked plants in it, and I do love planted tanks. So I don't think I'll ever get away. Like, yes, there'll be a lot of breeding going on in the new fish room, but there'll still be some planted tanks in there for sure. Who's got an Amazon puffer skipping through? They're better solo than a Congo. Whether an Amazon is better than a spotted Congo is just personal preference. As far as solo. What species of nano loaches are you thinking about? So here's the thing. I don't even know like enough about loaches. Like, so this is one of the fun things is that when I go down this loach rabbit hole, there's so many things to learn. Oh, man, there's so many. Like like Dan, for instance, has a few on his website right now. So if we go back to Dan's, go to loaches, shoot you over to Firefox here. Like hovering zebra loach, the banded loach, the fire-eyed loach, obviously the rosy loach, the horse-faced loach. I mean, those, I'm not going to call them nano loaches by any means, as they get 3-4 inches, maybe even a little bigger. But who here has kept hovering zebra loaches, fire-eyed loaches, or banded loaches? Like, there's just so many. Green gecko loach, panther loach, polka dot loach, arrow loach. There's like, I mean, how many different species of coolie loaches are there? 3 or 4. Zipper loaches. I mean, all the hill stream loaches, butterfly loaches, black line loaches. There's just so many. Like just there, I mean, I don't even know. There's probably so many that I can't even list them all. Well, probably. I can't list them all. Uh-oh. I lost chat. Here we go. Mitchell Broom says, if I ever get to the point where I slow down on Corridoras, I'm debating trying to breed the assorted, funky freshwater gobies. Mitchell, like, I'm right there with the gobies. I would love to get into gobies, but when you start looking at a lot of the species and their amphidamorphous or whatever that word is, ampha something, meaning that their life cycle goes from fresh to salt to fresh again, like when they're spawning, that seems like a lot of work to replicate in the aquarium. Now, I do have the bar cheek gobies that are full 100% spawn and bred in freshwater, so I'll definitely get those breeding. Once my fish room's done. Right now, they're in a very heavily planted 20 gallon. I mean, they could be breeding right now. I have no idea. But they're in with Corridoras, so if they do spawn, the eggs will just get eaten. But they spawn at Dan's Fish regularly, and he's got the same hard water I do, so we'll see. That's part of the challenge. I actually get a good process for that. I mean, I hear claims of people like breeding a mono shrimp, and I'm just like, I've never seen it. Like, they're the same thing where they gotta, they need that salt water or at least brackish. But it would be an interesting challenge. If I ordered a puffer, would I have to take the day off to receive it? You would have to make sure it doesn't sit outside. And actually, it probably wouldn't be a big deal if it sat outside for a little bit. I assume you're getting it from Dan, which it means it's going to be packaged and shipped really well. As long as it's not like 70 degrees or higher outside and sitting in a mailbox, it's probably not going to like cook. If you have a day off available, and I believe you're a teacher, so I don't know how that works. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But if you can find a substitute, it'd probably be worth it. I don't know if they do Saturday delivery. Johnny, if you're here, maybe you can chime in. Would coolie loaches eat scuds? I would think so. Don't you miss the huge Gary Lang rainbow tank, though? Like the 150, 200 gallon, that is your favorite. So far, I don't miss my rainbows because I still have rainbow fish. I hate y'all, Bob. You live so close to the co-op. No Saturday delivery. Okay, I didn't think so. Anadromous is one way. Maybe I'm wrong. Now I'm going to have to look it up. I thought Anadromous was when their life cycle is only one way. And let me look it up here. And amphidromosis, or whatever the word is when they go both ways. Time to pull up old Google here. Oh my gosh, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. Body water to another. Fish migration. So yeah, anadromous is when they go from salt to freshwater to spawn. And then the other one, let me pull up I don't know how to spell it. Google will know if I get close. The Morpheus. Morpheus. Wow, it's kind of right. I don't know. You guys tell me how to pronounce this word because I don't have any freaking clue. Amphidromius? Amphidromius, maybe? Fishery creatures regularly migrate between freshwater and sea in both directions, but not for the purpose of breeding, as in anadromous and catadromius. So anadromius and catadromius are going one way to breed, and amphidromius is both ways, I guess. I don't know. That's how I understand it right now. Johnny, you guys are pretty flexible regarding shipping dates, right? Usually. I mean, I don't know if I get special treatment, but they usually message me asking when I want. Like, they'll say, here's what's available. Does that work for you, or do you prefer a different date? I would imagine they do that with everyone. Pandacories, lowest temp. You're asking the wrong person. I've killed pandacories every time I've got them. Maybe Mitchell can chime in or someone else, but I hear that they do like cooler temps. But how cool is cooler? I'm not sure. I've never been successful with them. Bob, how does it feel everyone buying the Spotto Congo puffer? How many are left? I mean, it's pretty awesome. I got a commission on one of the two sales, so that's pretty, I'm not going to complain about that. Where'd it go? Why can I never find the link? All right, I got commission on 2 Congo spotted puffers. All right. What is the fair price for L144 blue-eye bristlenose plecos, short fin and long fin? Oof. So a few things are going to come into mind for me. One, I will not pay more than $15 for that fish myself, because that's all it's worth to me. What it's worth to you, if you think that's a $50 fish, then pay $50 if you want it bad enough. But for that one, I wouldn't pay more than $15, whether it's short fin or long fin. And honestly, that's how I feel about most 144s. Like, 144s breed like guppies, right? Just your regular Ancestris pleco. They're not hard to spawn. They should not be expensive. Any of them, whether they're red, whether they're green. I did pay $20 for my long fin green dragons, but that was like 5 years ago. So I don't think any of the L144 should be expensive. Your fan's fish link isn't working. It's just asking if I want to report the comment. Interesting. Let me, I'm guessing that you're talking about the pinned comment there. Did Dan fire me? Did I get fired and I'm not part of the program anymore? Let's try this one. There, see how that one works. I'm going to pin this comment. Replace pin message. There we go. Puffers rule and cats drool. We mostly ship Mondays and Wednesdays. We'll assign a date, and if it doesn't work, just let us know and we can work on something. Yeah, there you go. Here we go about pandacories. Mitchell Broom says, I normally keep pandas around 72 to 74, but I'm not being very specific. That's just where they are in the racks. Yeah, I think that's something we definitely need to remind ourselves. There's so many people that are just like, has to be 78 degrees, has to be 80 degrees. In the wild, temperature fluctuates. It doesn't matter if it fluctuates in your aquarium. I get this a lot when I start like going down the heater rabbit hole, and people are like testing heaters, and they're like, this heater fluctuated 1 degrees over a 24-hour period. I mean, this heater is trash. It's like, who cares? It fluctuated. It got a little colder at night when your furnace is turned down or whatever. Like, you think the water doesn't fluctuate temperature in the wild? You're crazy. Darren, hello. Good to see you. Bob's care requirements for panacories. Plop and drop, cross fingers, and chant, please don't die. Please don't die. Please don't die. I did order panacories. What was it, like 3-4 weeks ago? I didn't get them, but I tried. I was going to try them again. I've got different water now. I've got lower areas in the fish room where it's cooler for them to hang out. I'll try them again. Has anyone kept cories with pea puffers? Ooh, that sounds like an interesting combination. I bet it would work just fine, though. I mean, let's be honest. A pea puffer is not going to hurt a cory. They have freaking armor, for crying out loud. They're plates. They got those big metal plates. You know. Let's see. I saw a comment here. Now I don't see it. About Hydra. Oh, here we go. Coro says live bears and rainbows will eat Hydra all day long. That's true. Yep. I've had Hydra once, and I put in some rainbow juveniles. I forget exactly what species now. It's been so long. But they were right around like 1.5 inches, 2 inches maybe, and they just destroyed all the Hydra in a matter of days. Mitchell Broom says, with cories, if you run them at hotter temperatures, they can usually do okay, but it tends to speed up their metabolism, so it ends up shortening their lifespan. And that's pretty much true with anything, right? Put plants in warmer temperature, it's gonna speed up their growth. How dare you ignore my super chat? You get a puffer, everyone gets a puffer. I don't know what kind of puffer I'm getting for $2. Well, actually, I can get a pea puffer for $2, so there you go. I'll get myself one pea puffer. Well, actually, that's $2 minus 30%. Can I get a pea puffer for $1.70? Let me look. Does $1.70 get me a pea puffer? Let's see. I don't think so. How much are my pea puffers? Let's take a look. Ooh, $2.29 is what I pay for pea puffers. Dang, so close. Just need another 50 cents. I hate to cross your fingers and hope method. We've all been there, though. My panda hasn't been an issue. I've had it for a few years and recently battled ick and had the temp jacked to 85 over that duration. It's still fine. Yeah, I recently battled ick in my fish room, and not a single one of my corridors got it. My rainbows got it. My Danios got it. What surprised me that got it and survived were my Dubosii catfish. They got it and survived somehow. I really expected to lose them all. Oh, and then my pair of Epistos got it. And I've got cories in all those tanks, and the cories never got it. Caitlin says, okay, better get the snails to a different tank because I just ordered my spotted Congo puffer. I just won't share its price with my family because they already think I'm crazy. Man, $200, that's like a drop in a hat in the reptile world, which is crazy. Nancy P in Tennessee with the $5 says, buy 2 peas. They're small. They're small. Have you guys ever seen, because no one ever gets my reference when I say SM all. Has anyone ever seen the movie Cannonball Run? Like, I can't be the only one that's seen that movie. It's such a good movie. But that's where that's SM all. They're small. SM all. Such a good movie. If you've never seen it, highly recommend it. I mean, it's like a cheesy movie, but it's still good. Steven gets excited. How do you do? But what's Whipper? Get nada, nothing. Zilch. I didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on me. What are you talking about? Didn't I say hi to you like an hour ago? Or maybe you're not talking to me. Calm down, Bob. Calm the ego. He's talking to someone else. My panda hasn't been an issue. I got that one. Cannonball Run is a classic. It's so good. I will say Cannonball Run 2, skip it. Skip it. All the millennial and Gen Z folks are totally lost right now with the movie reference. No one's ever got it. Man. Never. Love Cannonball Run, the part where the dude drive by the car and you know the rest of the story. Oh, it's such a good movie. You know what? I'm going to buy it after the stream and watch it. It is that good. I'm going to buy it. I set up a snail tank with a bunch of guppy grass and they're reproducing like gangbusters. Yeah. You're going to want your snails, definitely. All right, are we still at 5 or does that put us at 4? Are there 4 left now? Since Caitlin got one. Congo Spider Puffer. Oh, there's 4 left. Ooh. Yowza. Only 4 left, Leo. You better bust out the credit card. I don't condone using credit ever, but you know, you might not be able to wait till your bonus. If Dan runs out, he will order more. Everything happens for a reason. If they're available. Coro says, I get Cannonball Run and Dukes of Hazzard kind of mixed up in my head because I watched them all the same summer as a kid. Man. I got bored with Pea Puffers, at least personality because the Amazons that just seem to only thrive in huge tanks. They behave like sharks. Always want to keep swimming back and forth. Yeah, Amazon puffers are awesome. What about used cars? Is there any love for used cars when talking about old classic movies? Are you kidding me? That is like one of the best Kurt Russell movies of all time. What about Gung Ho? If we're going to talk about car movies, we got to talk about Gung Ho too, right? Michael Keaton. Oh, I'm gonna watch all. I'm staying up all night, and I'm watching Cannonball Run, Gung Ho, and Used Cars. I illegally downloaded Used Cars because you cannot buy it. Like I couldn't buy it on Amazon. I couldn't find anywhere to buy it, so I had to illegally download it. I don't condone it. Well, sometimes I do. So at least I have that one. I also may or may not have done that with Gung Ho because at the time you couldn't buy that one either. Cannonball Run I have on DVD, but I don't own a DVD player anymore. So, like, where's the morality behind that? I bought it once. Am I okay to download it illegally now? I did pay for it once. I should have access to it forever, in my opinion. I don't know. Sammy and Dean in the... Yeah, right? It's Dean. He says it to Sammy. He's like, you're small. You're SMall. Small. Oh, man. I just bought a 65-inch TV on my credit card and refuse to charge it anymore right now. Ah, man. Used Cars is so good. If Bob wasn't pushing them so much, I probably would have waited, but didn't want to lose my chance. It's a gamble. I mean, it's a gamble. Like you said, there's been 8 of them for like months. And then there were 7, and now there's only 4. Ooh. This is honestly better than Super Chats, to be honest. Like, you guys buying fish with my link is better than you guys Super Chatting me. I'm just throwing that out there. That's with any of my links, whether it's Dan or the co-op. Like, I would much rather you get something out of it and then I get something like passively that doesn't cost you anything extra. Like, that is the way to do it. Danikin Aquatics coming in with a $10 super chat, says Fishtoberfest 2023, 9:30 and 10:1 should be a good one. This wait a minute. Hold the phone. Are you telling me it's 2 days again? And are you back in charge of it? Or are those other jamokes in charge of it? I gotta know. 2 days, huh? And please tell me it's not on the weekend that there's an Aquashella. Like, can we make sure that's not going to happen again? Oh, man. I'm not trying to bust your balls again about it. I've done that enough. All right, September 30th and October. Okay, there's got to be a story. Like, how did this go from a 1-day to a 2-day event? It's only illegal if you get caught. That's true. So many great 70s car chase movies. Well, and Cannonball Run is not even a car chase movie, but you are right, for sure. I can do it. I put in a pacemaker. I get to enjoy this year. So you're not in charge. So what? So last I heard, I'm not trying to start any drama or anything. I heard it was just a 1-day event, and I was like, well, I'm not going to go all the way down there for a 1-day event. Now my excuse is, well, I can't afford a hotel room, so I'm not going to go all the way down there for a 2-day event. But anyways, how'd this happen? Like, what happened here? Like, how'd this go from a 1-day to a 2-day, and what's on the agenda? You need to hit the Findig this year. Which one is that? I can't keep them all straight. Is that the one in Sacramento? Daytona Aquashella is until November. You're good. Well, I'm not going to any Aquashellas this year because that's definitely not in my budget. But like pitting the two against each other like last year, obviously the majority of the people went to Aquashella. I definitely cannot go to Florida on the current price of airfare and hotels, which are more expensive than airfare. One of the weirdos that live there will let you shack up with them, I'm sure too, but as kind and as nice as those people are, I generally don't like staying with people because I'm the weirdo. Not that they're the weirdo, I'm the weirdo. However, if I do go to the Sacramento show, I will be sleeping on Matt's couch for sure. Bob Vance of Vance Refrigeration says, stream so nice, I liked it twice. Chelsea says, I have multiple spotted Congo puffers, and this hype is making me want to buy more. Do it. Do it. Do it now. How early do rainbows start breeding? I noticed my 4-month-old doing the dance yesterday. Well, I would say it's really dependent on species, and then really how fast they reach sexual maturity. Like, I mean, you can have Bozemanese reach sexual maturity in like 7 months or 2 years, depending on, you know, are you power feeding them? You're doing daily water changes. So there's a lot. Smoking the Bandit. That's my dream car. One of my dream cars, a 78 Camaro with the eagle on the hood. I want one so bad. You have no idea. I would literally listen to the theme song of Smokey Bandit and drive around town doing smoky burnouts. That's all I would do. And I would have it so loud that everyone could hear the song. And I'd have to go to like buy new tires every week because I would just be doing smoky burnouts. Yeah, Smoking the Bandit 3 was bad. Really, that was just a cash grab by that dude that had no business headlining his own movie. But you know, I told them they would be fools to go back to 1 day, and they actually listened to you. Nice. There will be 2 auctions this year, one Saturday night and Sunday. See, now that, I don't know about that. Like, if there's, doesn't Lucas Velabri live in Florida? Yeah, and he would let me stay there for sure. But, like, is he 5 hours away? I mean, like, Florida's pretty big. Like, there's places in Washington that take 6 hours to get there, and I live in Washington. So, I'm not familiar with the geography of where, I don't even know where he lives in Florida. But I have no doubt that he would let me stay with him. Firebird and not Camaro. Yeah. I'm sorry, Firebird. But, I mean, the 78 Camaro. Actually, if I was going Camaro, I'd want 73. So, yeah, you're right, Firebird. Oh, yeah, Darren, I had the brown one. It's got to have the T-tops for sure. So, Assuming the classroom isn't having a kid test positive for COVID every other week, I want to go to Fishtoberfest this year. I think if I go, I don't think I'll go as a vendor again. It was a cool experience, but like I didn't get to experience any of the other show. Like I couldn't watch any of the talks. So if I go to Fishtoberfest, I don't think I'll do. I don't think I'll be a vendor again. Crazy Aquarium guy, do you know why Corey is ignoring me for the last 2 years? Jimmy too, and all his mods. A lot of them used to be my mods too. I think Corey has changed a little. I know why. I know why you're banned. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you're banned, and I do know why. The Smokey and the Bandit Firebird is at a museum here in Nashville. At least one of the movie ones. Trans Am. I mean, a Trans Am and Firebird is basically the same thing. Let's be honest. I had an 89 Firebird Formula and did Smokies all over the place, even the gas station with a cop on the other side of the building. That didn't work out for me so well. Rare fish on Saturday, mega auction on Sunday. Don't ask me the difference. I just joined up and still haven't made meetings yet. Wait, is that what's going on? And I only question being 2 separate auctions because I feel like last year there wasn't enough stuff to have 2 separate auctions. Maybe I'm wrong. But that's why I question having 2 separate auctions, because there didn't seem to be enough stuff last time to have 2 separate auctions. They filmed an episode of Knight Rider next to my house. Pretty fun to watch. There was an exact replica of Knight Rider on eBay earlier this year. Whew, it was nice. It even had talking, like it talked to you, like 100% real. Like I don't think there was anything wrong with this car. It was perfect. I wanted it so bad. Oh, referring to the Findig. Okay. Oh, that's right. You're in Sacramento. Well, my concern is still valid for the Fishtoberfest 2 days. They have bigger sponsors this year. Oh, is Cichlid Exchange or the Wet Spot a sponsor this year? Is that why? If you don't feel comfortable, don't say it here, but you can tell me, so at least I can say I'm sorry. Well, you can't say you're sorry because you're banned. How are you gonna say you're sorry? You said some not so nice things about Jimmy. I don't remember what, because it was like 2 years ago. But I do remember thinking like, wow, that was not very nice of you. I don't remember exactly what you said, but that's why you're banned, because you were talking crap about Jimmy. I'm planning on getting plants for summer tub or 2. I'm thinking of Pseudomagil gertrude and maybe rice fish. Pseudomagil's outside. Yes, absolutely. I would do it, but I'm so over like breaking down tubs. From this point forward, I'm only doing fish that can stay outside year round. So mountain minnows, some species of rice fish. I'm only going to have 5 tubs this year. That's the plan. Life in Liquid, I've seen your comment like 100 times and I just get sidetracked every single time. And I really feel bad because I've been ignoring your comment, essentially, and I don't even have an answer for you. But that's one way to get my attention. Hey, weirdo, any tips for getting scud production to explode? So I don't. My scuds have always exploded so randomly. Like I can just, I can't put a finger on it. Maybe someone in chat here is like the scud expert, but I've got a 20 long in it right now that's had 3 scuds in it for like 3 weeks, and that's it. And one of these days, I'm going to walk in there, and I know it, whether it's tomorrow or in a month, there's going to be like a bajillion scuds. And what causes it, I don't know. Maybe it just takes that long for them to hatch out. I couldn't imagine it. Well, that seems to be how it always works for me. It's like I have 1 or 2, and then at some point, I have like a billion. And then I usually have like a billion for 2 to 3 months, and then they all crash and burn. Jimmy No Way, I love him. Weird. Yeah, it was, I remember, again, this was a long time ago, but it was like when you were pulling all-nighters and you were kind of out of your mind from lack of sleep is what you said. And it might have even been Candy that you talked crap about too, which talking crap about Candy is like an automatic ban. I know for sure Jimmy though, and I'm thinking now that I remember, I think maybe even Candy. But I know like we had this conversation on stream too when it happened, and I remember you saying like I haven't slept in like 3 days or like a week or something crazy. It was like you were going through like a really hard time. You hadn't slept. It was something like that. Maybe that jogs your memory, but that's all I remember. And then I know the ban hammers came down pretty hard. Mr. BCPD says Corey is moving his live streams to Wednesdays, 2 hours before Dan's fish. There you go. Dan has a video on how to culture scuds. Awesome. There you go. There you have it. There's the video you want to watch. Must have been a joke, hard to convey. I can't tell you how many people I have upset by joking through text. And I haven't stopped, and I'm not going to stop. You know, if it's a joke, it's a joke. I'm sorry if you didn't take it as a joke. But if it made you mad and then you told me, then I say it was just a joke and you're still mad. No, that's on you. But yes, it's definitely happened to me before. Fight Club Zach can get dark. MI Nut says, I'm going to try to harvest mosquito larvae this summer. Me too, but I think I went a little crazy last year because I had a lot of mosquitoes, a lot more than I wanted to. So, to be fair, a lot of my tanks were outside. They all collected water, and then there was like, I was like, ooh, look at all these mosquito larvae, and then by then it was too late. I had way too many mosquitoes. 3G says I have a 5-gallon scud bucket. I put my plant trimmings in it. They have a never-ending supply of scuds. Mine always crash. I think I just get too many and it just crashes. Zen Ginger says Bob offends me at least twice a week. It's true. It's true. But there's no like ill intent, you know? Like I'm not out to offend anyone, but if you get offended, it just happens, you know? Part of the problem is I don't really get offended at all. And so it's really easy for me to offend other people. Because I'm always like, how is that offensive? Like, why would you be offended from that? Like, I don't understand. And then they get even more mad. When I say something and someone gets offended, and then I'm like, how is that offensive? Then they really get mad. It's like telling your wife to calm down, you know? It's like, it doesn't get any better. It just keeps getting worse. Pour milk in your tubs to get larger yields of I don't have that problem. I have too many. I had too many, so we're gonna cut it down. I also had a ton of scuds last year, which was really nice. Gold white clouds in my tub this year. Somebody asked me, I saw a question about breaking down tubs. There we go. Speaking of tubs, at what temps do you move fish out? It really depends on the fish. Like, really depends. I took my Herbert Axel rod eyes down to 50 degrees, and they were still doing, like, they were spawning in 50-degree water. You know, like Paleotis cories, they can go really cold. I took Paleotis cories down into the 50s. But my Parkinsoni rainbows, like, as soon as it hit low 70s, they were like, I'm out, get me out of here. They did not like it. So it really depends on the fish. How could old Zenny? I'm not saying old like you're old. I'm saying old like you've been around my channel so long. You're one of the oldest people in my channel, right? Is that, you know, I don't know. Am I walking myself out of that one yet? Thank you, Bob. I told you, probably my own fault. Feels weird, though. I love sarcasm and pretty rough jokes. So in text or how I say it, it can be taken wrong. It's just me. I just remember, like, you saying you were going through, like, a really rough time or something. I think it was actually when one of your puffers died as well. I don't know. If I sat down and think about it, I could probably remember more. But what is Corey's channel? It's Aquarium Co-op. Leo209 Aquatics says, Mandy, Bob picks on me too. It's true. It's true. Danica says, Bob, I'm offended. We have not gone squashing. You know, I haven't really had much of a desire to get out in nature this winter. And I think it's basically because I just spent all last winter basically outside that now I'm over it. Now I only want to go outside if it's warm and sunny. Like, I want to go hiking if it's warm and sunny. Well, it doesn't have to be warm, just sunny. We'll get something figured out, though, for sure. But I'm not even going to start thinking about it till spring. If someone on the internet that I have never met in person ever offends me, shame on me for allowing them to be able to affect my life. Whatever you want. I'm a big boy. I won't go crying to mama. Yeah, you should never give up emotional control to people that you don't know, right? I mean, you should never give up emotional control ever, but to hand over that power to someone else is pretty crazy. I don't understand it. I keep rads in my unheated greenhouse in North Georgia year-round. Air temp could get down into the mid-40s, and they still do well. Yeah, rads do really well outside. They won't work for me, though, because my tubs freeze like 6 inches over. So a bit too cold, but I can keep them outside much longer than other fish, for sure. I do keep them in the big IBC totes so water temperature doesn't get down that far. I'm going to bury a couple of my totes this year. I'm hoping to, anyways. Emma says, want to do summer tubbing, but it gets hot here in Texas. How do you manage the heat other than having higher water volume or burrowing in shade? Shade. Lots and lots of shade. They're really gorgeous with spawning in my tank. I'm putting them outside this summer. Might help. Yeah, I'm getting a spawning mop this week of Siri Creek eggs. And once they're probably around an inch, I'll probably throw them outside in a tub and let them go crazy. Let them go bonkers all summer. Kenny says it's about to be warm and sunny for me, leaving this crappy weather stuff for sunny Florida on Thursday. Like permanently? Or is it just a vacation? Danica says, I got it all figured out, Bob. We want to see one. I'm gonna have you tackle it while I run to town to get help. See, we don't have to tackle him. Like, we're all buddies. Old Squatch and me, like the whole gang. We all get along. John Oliver and Guppies, what's going on, buddy? Says, hey, fish family, as always, I hope everyone is doing well and staying healthy. Thank you so much, dude. Good to see you. Glad to see you stop by here. 8 days of sunshine. I tell you, we had our first days over 60 degrees here over the weekend, and it was sunny, and now I'm back to just absolute downpour outside again. Pretty unhappy about that. Mitchell Broom says, I have the red form of Siri Creek rads I got from Marcel. So those are the ones I'm getting. The red Siri Creek. Yep, those exact ones. Pretty excited about it. Be honest, who would win in a ping pong? You, Corey, not Jimmy. Corey and I actually split it like 50-50. Jimmy is terrible at ping pong. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But he plays and has fun, so that's what's good. But yeah, not a good ping pong player. Do you live in a house with a big garden? I live in a house that I built. So I own it. No mortgage here. Now, it's a small house, but I did, it is bought and paid for and built by me. So not having a mortgage is nice. I'd rather not have a mortgage and be in a small house than paying $2,000 a month and being in a medium-sized house. How is Jimmy doing? Tell him he is missed. All right, I'll tell him right now. I was just talking to him yesterday, as a matter of fact. I better put this in quotes. Jimmy, you are missed my stream. He's been in the streams the last couple weeks. Of course, now that we're talking about him, he's not here. A fish is online. Wait. A fish is online. Who wins? On the line. A fish is on the line. Who wins? So generally how it goes is that Corey will win like the first... Well, he'll win like maybe 80% of the first like 6 games. And then I'll win like 80% of the last 6 games. So it's like once I get warmed up, then I win. Until I get warmed up, he wins. So yeah, but overall it's usually about 50-50. Here in Michigan, it's been back and forth of rain and ice. Only 2 big snowstorms this winter. I'm so sick of the snow. It was snowing last week. Over it. And say whatever I must, but don't for mine. Got my pond equipment from Chicago. Got my pond equipment from Chicago Aquascapes. Rat, good to see you, buddy. I haven't seen you in forever. Hope you're doing well. How did your fireplace turn out? I don't know what's causing the leak. I can't figure it out. It still leaks, but only when it's a downpour and only when it rains. So if I don't know if like only when it's a downpour and only when it rains. Only when it's like a torrential downpour and it's windy does the rain come through my chimney and then drip on the floor somehow. I don't know. I can't figure it out. I'll once we're into like actually into spring, I'll probably tear it apart and take a look at it and redo it. Until then, if it starts leaking, I just start my fire up and then it just evaporates all the water before it can leak in. It's a very slow drip. Leo says, Jimmy, Gimbal, loving all the new content. Can you tell me the difference in quality? You can tell the difference in quality since you've been there. Well, duh. Crazy Aquarium Set guy says, hey, Jimmy, I do not remember what I said about you anyway. I'm sorry. You have always been nice to me. He says, all good. Jimmy probably doesn't remember either. None of us do. What? Hey, Jimmy, nice work on the KG Tropicals place. I really enjoyed them. Jimmy's storytelling skills are unmatched. We need a... From what I've seen, I think Corey has some crazy mind-boggling moves. Wait, what? Corey has some crazy mind-boggling moves. I have no idea what you're talking about. Since you are with Fritz, how good is that Fritz Acer powder? I've been wanting to switch... Just because he works for Fritz doesn't mean he knows anything about their product. Please. Does Jimmy even keep fish anymore? He's a race car driver now. T-Shot, what's going on, buddy? All is well. Thank you. Good to see you. Huge loss for the co-op since Jimmy left. Jimmy. Corey's fake serves are pretty annoying. That's for sure. He's too scared though. He won't play me anymore, so I guess that means I'm the better player. Like, I keep bugging him to play ping pong, and he won't do it because I think he's afraid of me. But he doesn't like losing, so he won't play me anymore. Jimmy, do you still have that awesome turtle with the long neck? Nope. Nobody has it anymore. Yeah, fortunately. Got to run the voices on, like you have voices in your head? I'm confused. What does that mean? Jimmy took you in a match between you and Corey. It'd be interesting. I mean, honestly, it just comes down to who's ever having a better day at that particular time. Ted Rock says, I want more outdoor channel videos. I was just talking about Jimmy about that and said it's almost camping season. It's almost camping season. Regina says, Jimmy, I love what you've done for Fritz. I bet they are super stoked with you. I would imagine. Like, it's obviously way better editing than what they had before. Like, whew. You only have, that's like my channel. If someone starts editing for my channel, like, there's only room to go up. There's no room to go any farther down. Bob, who is better outdoors? Who is better outdoors from you there? What? Who is better outdoors? From Leo? I don't know. I don't have a clue what to do with that comment. I've got a spot mapped out for a pond, but I'm going to stick to my tub for this summer. I wanted to build a pond this summer too, but I think it's going to get pushed back to next year. But so instead of like building a pond, I'll be burying my bigger tubs. The tubs that I have that are 6 foot by 4 foot, I have 2 of those. Those are the ones I'm going to bury. Bob, should I ask you about stuff here or email? You usually said that you always miss emails. I don't miss emails. It just takes like 3 months for me to respond, typically. I like camping between you. Wait, like camping. What? Who is better outdoors from you 3? Who, like a better outdoorsman? Well, I just lived outside for an entire year. So I've got some decent experience. Like, I lived outside while building my house. So it was an interesting, fun experience, but I probably won't do it again. Hopefully I don't have to do it again. I want to do a pond this year, but I'm going to go do a greenhouse instead. That's probably the better move. I mean, a greenhouse is definitely a better move than a pond. I have a shaded spot that once you had a pool on it. Wait. I have a shaded spot that once had a pool on it. I almost made it another garden last year. Probably going to put tubs there. Bob, I will edit for your channel. So I don't have an editor because I can't afford an editor. So y'all are stuck with my terrible edits until I hit like 100,000. At 100,000, I could probably afford an editor. But Sage. Oh, hello, Sage. Good to see you. Sage, I might be seeing you again. Might be going to Fishtoberfest. We'll see. I feel like, honestly, like, here's the rub. Here's the drama. All right. I feel like, you know, and I'm not one to toot my own horn or anything, but I feel like I should probably at least get a hotel room out of going there. Out of all their speakers last year, all the speakers, you know, they get the hotel room paid for, but I promoted it way more than, if you look at their speakers, they all made like one post about it, and that's it. Like, I was every week slamming out Oktoberfest, Fishtoberfest, like every week for like 3 months straight, posting it in social media, community tabs, Facebook, like everywhere, live streams, videos, in my videos promoting it. And then the people that got like the hotel rooms, they made like one post, and that's it. No video, no mention of it, just one little post. So I feel like I probably deserve to have a hotel room cover. Now, to be fair, the first Fishtoberfest, I did have access to a hotel, but that was because they had an extra one. It wasn't like, hey, but, I get it. I'm the low man on the totem pole. Just the way it is. Just the way it is. Tell me how you feel about composting toilets. I plan on buying one, actually. They're about $1,000, and I've heard nothing but good things about them. So there you go. I am still working on plumbing. I just got electricity, so at least I have power now in my house. Next is plumbing. Would you let me do an interview through Skype, not live, and after you decide if I can release it or not, just like a 1 hour long talk, just you and me, then I edit and release? Oh, that doesn't sound like a very good time, to be honest. Basically a podcast. I don't know. Let me think about it. I do like the idea of doing podcasts, but I'm just not very good at them. Editors are not cheap. Good editors are not cheap. Like, you can go on Fiverr and hire an editor for like $10. And let me tell you, you're going to get a $10 editing job. No, you're probably going to get like a $2 editing job. I've tried. I've done it. I've paid them. It doesn't work. Oh my gosh. So I paid an editor to make me a top 10 video, like top 10 most popular fish in the aquarium hobby, right? I paid an editor to make this video. And like, they included saltwater fish. They had then the problem is that editors don't know anything about fish, right? It's very rare to have a Jimmy or a Matt, people that are really good editors that actually know about fish. And so you get back a video with like fish that aren't freshwater. You get back videos of fish with the wrong names on them. And it's like, if I got to go through and correct all of this, like, what's the point of even hiring an editor? Right? It's just, it was very entertaining. I think we watched it once in my members only stream. I've never released it. I've thought about releasing it as a joke, but I don't think it would go over very well. Because I don't think people would understand. Like, I'd have to make a video about the context of this video. It's interesting. I tried hiring a few blog writers as well for my website, and it was the same problem. I paid someone I was like, write me a general care guide of rainbow fish, include like a couple species, where they come from, just a little like synopsis of all these little things, basically how like my Rasbora article is, right? And I got back, they put a picture of a saltwater batfish and said it was, I think they said it was a Bosemani rainbow fish, if I remember correctly. And I was just like, oh my God. And it made me snort in real life too when I read it and saw it. It was just, oh my gosh. So yeah, it's hard to find people that know stuff about fish. It's almost impossible. Can we see? I think I showed it to you. If it's still in my Google Drive, I will link it to you after. Use Chat GPT. It tries. Chat GPT was better than the Fiverr people, but it's still not there. Like, this is like, our stuff is so specialized. It's not like writing an article for like dogs, right? I mean, dogs, you don't have to worry about, oh, what's the pH of the water they're drinking, like, it's just, I think it's just too specialized. You also don't get like, I don't know. Again, it's one of those things, like, if I have to go, like, you have to re-edit it. Like, you have to correct all the mistakes. And it's like, if I'm going to do that anyways, I might as well just do it myself. So. Batfish as Bozeman checks out. Yeah, it's bizarre. I have talked to the king, but we talked about personal stuff, so I did not release it before the gallery, though, that we all paid for, and he never says. Wait, what? I've talked to the king. Wait, you did a podcast with Joey? I talked to Corey, too, but that was me asking him how to start a channel. Wait, you've already done, like... I'm so confused. Now I have to go to your channel and look. I see Peck Tech interview. Look at UPSer who just said no drama and is now saying drama. See? Why would you not release them? Like, why do it if you're not going to release them? Jimmy is an artiste. An artiste. My favorite fish is a mystery pencil fish that I can't get more of. Is that one of those like mystery fish that you got from Dan? I noticed Dan has some he has some mystery tetras on his website. I don't know if they're still there. Can we just search mystery and hopefully not come up with snails? Yeah. Mystery pencil fish. I'm telling you, like, that $9 pencil fish, that's probably like a $30 pencil fish if you ever to find out what it was, just by how it looks. Mystery hatchet fish, mystery tetras. Oh, the mystery tetras sold. 2 mystery pencil fish left. So anyways, Peck Tech is all about the hobby. All about the hobby. Well, I feel like the whole point of having a podcast is to get more personal. Like, I don't know. I don't really listen to podcasts, so I'm definitely not hip on podcasts. I don't know. Like, when Danny and I do our live streams, I try to make them more podcast-like than live stream-like, and it never works out. It always just turns into a live stream. Speaking of which, we should have Danny back for another stream here pretty soon. Hopefully. We're trying to work something out, but we're both really busy. But it's the conversations have been had the last week or two, so hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Ugh. Because we had so much fun, but then Joey went too personal, and me too, so I felt like keeping it private. So essentially, you said things that he probably regrets, or vice versa, and doesn't want it on. That's what it sounds like. Mine got some crazy blue highlights on the fins, deep red on the fins also. Do you see the here, let me show you the ones from, I don't know if you got it from Dan, but let me show you. Here we go. Let's see, another picture there. That's probably a better picture, not just because the fin is up. But that, to me, that is more for pencil fish prices. $9. That's cheap for whatever fish that ends up being. I can tell just by how it looks that is not a $9 fish. That is probably like a $15 pencil fish. Just going on prices of like the red Beckford eye, the coral, the red coral, arc, whatever the common name is. If there was more than 2, I would say that's a good value, but you can't just buy 2 of a mystery fish, like, unless you already have said mystery fish. Today is the first day of spring. You could have fooled me. I got standing water again. Never ends. One channel I wish that came back is the Rick2325. I tried. No one can say I didn't try. I tried for like a good solid year. Couldn't do it. How long has it been now? Let's look. YouTube. The Rick. If you type in the Rick, it's still the 5th highest search term, which is crazy. Well, you know, what's crazy is I never thought I would have more subscribers than the Rick. Like, obviously, he quit making content like 7 years ago, so I have more now, but it's still crazy to think about. Like, I remember having like 100 subscribers and being like, I'm never going to catch the Rick. But, of course, I stopped making videos like 7 years ago, too, so, you know. 7 years ago was his last upload. Any community post? Nope. He still has his channels. He's still subbed to KG Tropicals, ADU Aquascaping, Jay Wilson Aquapros, King of DIY, NJ 1383, Solid Gold Aquatics, Mr. Honey. He's only subscribed. Oh, those are feature channels. Never mind. Feature channels. He doesn't show his subscriptions. I lied. When was the last time Solid Gold uploaded a video? A year ago. But before that, it was 3 years ago. Who else is not around anymore? Like, I don't even remember. What are some other channels? Who else has quit? Let's call out some quitters. Who else has quit? There's the other goldfish lady quit too. Man, I can't remember her name. Would you expect any issues with a male koi angel living in a 75-gallon betta sorority? Yeah, but I would expect issues with the bettas, not the angelfish. You and Jimmy still hike? Jimmy and I have only hiked like once, maybe twice. We've camped more, but we've only hiked like once. Yeah, Gold Mountain Goldfish, that was the one. Tithra. I used to watch that channel way back in the day. When was the last time she uploaded? 8 years ago. That's crazy. She was uploading when I was uploading. I'm always curious, like, when someone has a successful channel, like, what stops them? Like, why did they quit uploading? Like, what happened? I mean, most likely it's obviously way too personal, but is it always? Like, does someone just say, oh, I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't really care. Like, I don't know. Rachel, how long has she quitted? That's a good question. When was her last upload? Rachel O'Leary. I don't know that she quit. I mean, she got cancer, for crying out loud. I wouldn't call that quitting. I mean, she's still uploading like shorts every once in a while. 3 months ago. Last video upload was a year ago. But you still see her, you know, she's still in the community tabs. Like, she posted 2 months ago. Posted a short a couple months ago. But definitely not like, you know, before, but like that is one pretty valid reason to stop. Oh yeah, look at that. Here we go. I've emailed in past with Jenny too. I also love goldfish. I searched for Rick on YouTube and your Steenfott live pops up. I did do a video with the Rick. Did y'all know that? Steenfott Aquatics, the Rick. Yeah, the Rick interviewed me. I bet you didn't know that. There you go. I mean, Mike came back, but Aqua Pros bailed for a bit. I think a lot of them just need break. Oh, let's be honest. I've been on a break for like 3 years, but I think back, like I used to do 3 videos and 2 streams a week. Like, what was I thinking? That was crazy. Do I know about African moon tetras? I know of them. Charles was one of my favorite YouTubers. He totally disappeared. Are you talking about Charles Fish Tanks? Like, that dude is insanely smart and was in, like, I forget the school, but like the MIT of business schools. So he's probably in charge of like some super mega corp by now. I don't know. Mega corporation. He's a really smart dude though. Flip Aquatics is quiet. Flip Aquatics. Put out a video 2 months ago. I mean, there comes a time like, I mean, I can't say one way or the other, but like if he's making more money on his website, then it makes sense that he would devote more time to his website than to YouTube. But I know he like hired an editor and was uploading for a while, and I wonder if he doesn't have an editor anymore because he doesn't upload anymore. How much did Coste Tetras be? My LFS sells them for $5. That's how much I was selling them for at Fishtoberfest, was $5. That's, in my opinion, too cheap for them, but that's really good. If you come out for FimDig, we're filming for Fish Troverts. Yeah, sure, absolutely. We'll see. Like I said, I've got airfare on watch like 24/7. If it goes back down to 250, I'll buy it. I'll buy it at below 250. What happened to JH Aquatics? Kind of personal. And if he wants to share it, he can share it, but I won't air his business. How can we summarize? He moved to the States for a reason. It did not work out, and then he moved back to the Virgin Islands, I believe, and is now working in the restaurant industry. That's all hearsay, though. Like, well, not hearsay. Well, it's technically, you hearing it from me is hearsay, but that's how I remember it, and it might be wrong. Findig is technically drivable, I think, if you could be bothered. I'm not driving. It would cost me more in gas. Scuba Steve. Oh, I remember Scuba Steve. I used to watch his videos too when I was like just starting out on YouTube. Scuba Steve. He used to come to my live streams like 6 years ago. I remember the first time he came on my live stream, I was like, oh my God, it's Scuba Steve. He's got like 5,000 subs. He's so huge. I think Flip Aquatics bought out H2O Plants. He has been doing videos there. They have some weird partnership that makes 0 sense to me. But as long as it makes sense to them, that's all that matters. Like, I don't know how a plant company partners with another plant company. Like, you would think they would just buy it out, but they didn't buy it out. But I don't know. If I ever run into Rob again in real life, I'm definitely going to be like, dude, what's the deal? Like, what's going on? Like, why don't you just sell plants under your own, like, you've already got like your own little niche here, and now you're selling plants under a different name? I don't know, but I'm not a businessman, so what do I know? Chelsea with the alligator lizard conservation. I 100% support that conservation effort. I'm telling you, I'm catching every alligator lizard I see this year, and I'm going to keep it. I don't even care that it's illegal. I'm going to keep them. I'm going to breed them. And I'm going to release the fry and keep the adults. I did that, I think 3 years ago I did that. Except I let the adults go too. Big mistake. I should have kept the adults. Yeah, what happened to Sashimi Whiskey? What happened to him? He hasn't been around forever. And thank you for the $5, Chelsea. I appreciate it. Curtis with the $1 super chat. Thank you. I was wondering if you were going to remember to get that in. We're driving to Findig, Bob. Make it to Portland. You can hitch a ride with us. Now that is interesting. Because I can take the train from Everett to Portland, even though it's like 8 hours. That is a thought, Danikin. As much as I don't want to do that road trip, that is a thought. Eric with a shout out from Houston. Can we do that? We only got a couple minutes left, so it's not like we're gonna have any meaningful fish conversations here. Can we do maybe where you're from? I'm curious where everyone's from. Steve Poland quit a long time ago. He's such a nice guy. I don't know why he stopped, to be honest. If I had to guess, I would say family. Like, the amount of content and the quality of content he was putting out had to have taken a lot of time away from his family. If I remember right, he had like a couple younger kids. And so I just purely speculation, but I would say probably family is why he quit. Janice with the $10 super chat. Thanks for answering all my questions, Bob. No, thank you. Thank you for the super chats. I really do appreciate them. Philadelphia, Mount Prospect. Awesome. Michigan, California, Melbourne, Maryland. I need to go there. One of the states that I've never been to that I actually want to go to. Even though they say it's a lot like Washington, I still want to go there. Sergeant Tanks, yeah. He officially announced last week, it's been how many years since he uploaded, but he actually officially posted that Sergeant Tanks is no more last week. Yeah, ASL. Put your ASL in chat. That's really dating you, old Zenny. I mean Zenny. I'm sorry, I'm not saying old Zenny anymore. Rockford, Illinois. All right, New Jersey. Sacramento County. Nice. Brooklyn, New York. Oh, I got to make it there. Long Island, New York. You're in Wyoming? Awesome. I'm hoping maybe Dan will message me someday and be like, you want to come back to Wyoming? And I'll be like, yeah. I want to go back so bad. You have no idea. I loved it there. Bracken, what's up, buddy? Silverdale? Back from the east side? You've probably been back for a while now, huh? Swedish Viking. Swedish. Tennessee. Asheville. Michigan. DFW. All right. I think that's where I flew in. Mitchell Broom says Ted Judy needs to stop selling aquariums. Ted Judy no longer works for Custom Aquariums. I learned this last year that he retired, or he is retired, and now just does whatever he feels like doing. But he had very, very informative YouTube videos. There was no flash, there was no distraction. It was just this is the information you need. This is what I'm showing you. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Done. 37 Male, Michigan. Georgia, Columbus, Ohio. Matt says Wyoming soon. Davo, originally Tacoma. Nice. Not that Tacoma is nice, but someone else in Washington is nice. How much is a green laser Cory in the U.S.? I don't even remember the last time I saw one for sale. But they usually are around the same price as orange lasers, maybe a couple dollars more. At least the last time I saw them. I would say like $15, $20, if I'm guessing. TV show Tanks. I did not enjoy that show, to be honest. Didn't enjoy it at all. All my family's in Rockford, Whip. But yes, I'm coming back for that as well. But visiting family while back there. Charleston, South Carolina. So many places I still need to go. Man. See, I want a road trip that goes east, Danikin. I don't want a road trip that goes south. I need to go east. I've been south plenty of times. I've been to California more times than I need to. I've been to Oregon a lot. I need to go east. Watley Discus had green lasers for $30 a piece. Yikes. That, I could see like a high-end breeder getting $30 for them. I don't think I would pay $30 for them. I got a deal for like $6 each if I buy 20. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty hard to quantify, right? I mean, you're literally on the other side of the world. And you could have like 100 people breeding those within like a 10-mile radius. Who knows? What's Danny's channel again? You're here. This right here is Danny's channel. Danny's content is on this channel. I've got her on contract for many more decades. You can find her on Instagram, and most of her posts are not fish related, but there's some fish stuff on there. Like, she mostly does stories, so like dog stuff. But the YouTube content is going to be right here. I still got the contract right here. I got it laminated. Can't be on anyone else's channel. Can't do anything else. Not allowed to do nothing unless it's on this channel. And I'm, of course, joking. All right, folks, that's going to do it. It's been 2 hours. I need to get some dinner. This was actually a pretty fun stream. I don't know how many people we had here as a max, but y'all did an excellent job in chat. Really keep the stream going. I appreciate it. Thanks to all the mod. Zenny, thank you so much for all the links. I always appreciate it. The mods that do nothing, I really appreciate you. If you're a mod on my channel and you do nothing, that means I really like you. So thank you. And everyone else, lurkers especially, and the rewatchers, thank you so much. New members, super chatters, I love you all. I hope you all have a great week. And maybe see you before next Monday, or maybe I'll see you next Monday. Just have to wait and see.